In a small, quiet town surrounded by hills, there was a famous rose garden owned by an old man named Mr. Harold. He had spent his entire life planting and tending to the roses, which bloomed in every color imaginable: red, pink, white, yellow, and even rare blue roses. People from all over visited to see the beauty of the garden, but for a young woman named Emma, the rose garden held a deeper meaning. Emma was a florist who dreamed of opening her own flower shop. She visited the rose garden every week for inspiration and often talked to Mr. Harold. One afternoon, while sketching the roses, she heard the sound of soft guitar music. Curious, she followed the sound and found a young man sitting under a tree, strumming a guitar. His name was Ethan. He was a musician traveling across towns to write songs inspired by nature. Ethan had come to the rose garden to find peace and creativity. Emma, intrigued by his music, asked if she could sit nearby and draw. He smiled and said, "Of course." That was how their story began, to strangers bonding over art in the middle of a beautiful rose garden. Days turned into weeks, and Emma and Ethan began meeting regularly. Emma shared her dream of opening a flower shop. While Ethan played songs, he wrote about the roses. One day, Ethan surprised her with a song called Emma's Roses. It was a beautiful melody about her passion and kindness, and it made her tear up. But their happiness wasn't without challenges. Ethan's journey as a musician required him to move from place to place. He loved Emma deeply but feared that staying in one town would mean giving up his dream of becoming a famous artist. Emma, on the other hand, didn't want to hold him back. One evening, under the light of the setting sun, Ethan confessed his worries. "Emma, I don't want to leave you, but my music, it's my dream," he said. Holding her hands, Emma smiled, though her heart ached. "I understand, Ethan. Your music is beautiful and the world deserves to hear it. But remember, no matter where you go, the rose garden will always remind us of our love." Ethan promised to write to Emma every week and visit whenever he could. The next morning, he left the town, carrying a rose Emma had given him as a reminder of their bond. Months passed, and true to his word, Ethan wrote letters filled with stories of his travels and his growing success. Emma poured her heart into her flower shop, which she named Rose Melody, in honor of Ethan and their shared memories. One day, after a year of separation, Emma received a special invitation. Ethan was performing a concert in the city and wanted her to come. Nervous and excited, Emma closed her shop early and traveled to see him. When she arrived, the concert was already in full swing. Ethan spotted her in the crowd and smiled brightly. After his last song, he invited her on stage and told the audience, "This next song is for someone very special to me, the woman who inspires everything I do." He played Emma's Roses, and as the melody filled the air, Emma felt tears streaming down her face. She realized that despite the distance, their love had grown stronger. After the concert, Ethan knelt on knee and held out a small box. Inside was a ring shaped like a rose. "Emma, will you marry me and let me write the soundtrack of our life together?" he asked. Emma laughed through her tears and said, "Yes, Ethan, let's make music and grow roses together forever." From that day on, they supported each other's dreams, Emma with her flower shop and Ethan with his music. They turned the rose garden into a place for love, art, and music, where their story inspired countless others who visited. And so Emma and Ethan's love bloomed like the roses, strong and beautiful, a testament to the power of understanding, patience, and following one's heart.